Chapter 3, Call to Battle. Unload our supplies and equipment, squires. Store them somewhere dry. Yes, Lord General. When you're done, I want you to go find Sir Artur. I've been talking to him about these lands. He'll tell you what to do. Severin. What took you so long? We've been waiting all morning. Good, the two of you are here already. Let's start talking about our strategy. Always so straightforward. Is there no time for small chats among old friends? We can chat about strategy? You never change, do you, Sev? Come on then, we can use my pavilion. That's Lord Thedas Rosefall, isn't it? Seneschal of the Arbiters? Now I know why they call him the Iron Bear. And that was Lady Marianne Belanus, the Lioness, the greatest female knight in the Old North. Look at her weapon, it's the sacred sword Faithkeeper. Renard and Arya know those two? Not in person, nay, but everyone in the Old North knows who they aren't. So the human world is like a huge village. In Lee's village, everyone knows each other too. 'Tis not the correct way to put it. They are famed for their strength and leadership, Ilian. Humans tell stories and keep records about exceptional individuals. Through these stories, a great person can be known by many far and wide. So what kind of stories are there about them? They said that the Iron Bear once killed a man by tossing a horse at him with one hand. 'Tis said that the Lioness once defeated 3 of her foes with a single thrust of her blade. Why are all these stories about hurting others? Don't humans like to do anything else? Like playing music, dancing, wood carving? You see, Lee, we humans may not look like it, but we're as feral as any other animal. We're violent creatures. We glorify those who excel at combat and look up to them as examples. You're saying it as if we're the bad guys, Isaac. But it's all true, isn't it? Mother never told Lee that humans can be so scary. I'm sure there are also other kinds of stories. For example, do you know that Lady Belanus has 5 husbands? 5? Yes, indeed. Tradition of the Belanus dictates for its leader to have multiple mates. Too many times have houses crumbled due to the incapability of their leaders. Their tradition ensures that the house always has choices of successors. How does it work, really? They don't just all go to bed at once, do they? Be one hell of a night. Not at all like thy lewd imaginations, Renard. The leader of the house is simply expected to produce offspring from her different mates. Instead of having the eldest be next in line, 'tis the one with most merit shall be chosen for the seat. Merit? What exactly makes someone deemed more capable than the other? That would depend on the house's current needs, Lucien. In times of war, perhaps they prefer a candidate with might. In times of peace, perhaps wit and charm would be of importance. Thus, the house is able to adapt and choose the leader who fits to their needs. Tempered by rivalry since birth, that's how true leaders are made. The human culture is much, much more complex than Lee thought. Now Lee becomes curious. She wants to ask people about other stories they can tell. Good idea, Lee. For now, we have supplies to unload. After that, we can talk to people and hear more stories about those 3. Surely, there'd be more to hear than just tales of fighting. How does that sound? Yes, Lee loves stories. Mother always tells Lee one before she sleeps. Let's hurry with the crates. So I'm kind of curious as to whether or not there'd be spike armor. I'll worry about that later. If there are any of the honor medals here. This is the guy's tent, I believe. Lord Levant is wise, could command a Lord Severin. Everyone knows there's no one better than the Ravager in a battlefield. Hello there, are you looking for something? These supplies are for the army. You're part of it, so please do take what you need. And even though they say that, you cannot take a damn thing. And it looks like we tripped a scene. Honored father, why art thou here? Greetings, loyal daughter. Art thou of good health? Yes, father, though I have heard nary a word of thee joining the march north. When all 3 blade bearers have converged, 'tis only befitting for us to tender aid as well. The talents of the Inquisition will nae doubt be of use against these adversaries. I see. And brother too? Of course, Arya. I am an Inquisitor myself. It's just natural that I go wherever my pack goes, no? We haven't seen each other for a while, haven't we, sister? How's the squiring going for you? Do you count the number of people you've killed? Still timid, I see. Good girl. Should you kill the man? Is it what the Deus ordered? Are you doing the right thing? Oh, Deus, how I love that conflicted face of yours. Be quiet, brother. What's that, sister? Did you just talk back? And that glare. Are you angry at me? At your own brother? Shut up. I'm tired of hearing your senseless babbles. Who are you, mongrel? How dare a commoner talk to me like that? Commoner? I'll give you a chance to take those words back. Do it now, while you still have a mouth. Who do you think you are to order me around, filthy dog? I am Abel of the Geraldine. You should apologize to me, else I'll flay you for your insolence. Tell me, Abel Geraldine, do you prefer to be strangled like the pig you are, or beaten like to a pulp? Enough of this circus. You both are grown nobles, act like it. Father, what are you saying? Let me handle this dirty mutt myself. What was that? Come here and fight for me fairly, you prick. Do you prefer to hide behind your daddy and whine like a kid, scum? Enough, Master Renard. Certainly the heir of House de la Forêt is wise enough to have patience, is he not? To provoke another noble, even spouting such crude taunts. Me provoking? He started all this. I thought Lord Gaston de la Forêt was more than a brute, but if this is how he has taught his son, perhaps my choice of words in the courts should change when I speak of thy house. Fine. Good. I'm glad we have settled this. Now, I am sure ye have matters to attend to. We shall leave ye squires alone. This isn't over yet, mongrel. In the end, they didn't even say a word of apology. What a family. I thoroughly apologize, Renard. My brother can be a little unstable at times. It wasn't your fault, Arya. I'm sure Renard wouldn't mind. Though I wonder how a man with his impairment can qualify as an inquisitor. Must be his father's influence with the church that got him in. I mean, 'tis fine, Camille. Much as I loathe it, truth shall be spoken as is. I apologize again for whatever trouble they may cause ye. Arya's father really knows his way with words, doesn't he? Even Renard can be stopped so quickly. He brought my father and my family's name into this. It wasn't fair. Fairness doesn't seem to matter to them. We shouldn't get in any trouble with them. I agree. Let's forget them and look for Sir Arthur. Renard? Thank you for standing up for me. Hey, no problem, Princess. Okay, you have to go around this side. Let's go for the other sparkling item while we know where it is. Crystal. Okay, that's Arthur. There's no need to rest for now. This seems to be the female squire's tent. I shouldn't be here. This tent is so nice. I wonder how those girls can be so neat and tidy. Arya, Lucienne, and Camille may be used to organizing things due to their background. But Ilienne, I'd expect her sheets to have more than 6 different colors by now. Alright, time to leave now. Shouldn't be in here in the first place. Squires, it's good to see you again. As you can see, Lord Levant himself isn't joining the army. I'm here on his behalf, but I don't think it gives the same impact with the soldiers. I hope Lord Severin can keep up the morale. It won't be an easy task even for him. And there's a sparkling object, so let's go grab that. Bergeron. Mingle not with us common soldiers, noble squires. 'Tis divine fate that Thou were born as the higher case, lowering thyself as... His title said Inquisitor, which I'm a little confused. So, crystals cost an arm and a leg. I can sell wood to potentially buy some. I thought blue crystals were for stamina. So that's how you remove wounds. You get wounds from falling in battle. Aha. So now I want to see something real quick. We need to talk to him again. Can I actually... Yeah, it looks like even though they say you're limited to 6, you can still get more. The Kukri is definitely Reed's best weapon. That helps durability. I need some stuff I just don't quite have. Since Yillian doesn't really attack, there isn't really a need to upgrade her weapon, and the same applies to Arya. But there is an achievement you get for upgrading everything as high as it goes. It's up to you if you want to bother. And I think you can actually buy some of those materials over here. Or not. So this defense plus 20 thing is friggin' massive. This may actually come in handy for dealing with the World Enders. Initiative, I don't know if that increases your turn order or what. But remember, this place exists. We can come back later. Shattered knife. Nothing sparkling. Nothing there. More shattered knives. These guys seem to learn how to take care of their friggin' equipment. This is a little crazy. We're not even at the front yet and the stuff's breaking. Anyway, let's talk to Arthur. Long time no see, squires. Are you the scouts the Lord General sent? That's right. Alright, I guess you'll do. Lord General Severin asked for an overall assessment of the surrounding area. For that, we need to look at things from higher ground, and that place would be the Needle. The Needle? It's a tall peak pointing north. The name comes from its long, pointed shape. That would indeed be a good vantage point to see the whole White Plains. Oh, you studied the maps well, I see. I just enjoy reading, sir. To reach the Needle, you must go northwest until you find the Great Forest. The rocky path leading to the Needle can be found within the forest. But be careful. A fierce, large beast roams the Great Forest. I don't fear any beast. You should, with this one. The Grey Giant is fierce and formidable. It's blind, but has very, very sharp hearing. You must step lightly, then, to not make any noise that awakens it. What? Let's just draw its attention and hit it with all we have. I'm sure the soldiers will appreciate some more meat in their dinner. Please, Renard, if you'd like to tempt death, don't ask us to tag along. Listen to me, squires. No matter what happens, don't fight with the Grey Giant. You may think that you're strong, but believe me, you're not ready yet. I wish you luck, squires. Luck we doth not need, only the dais. So the dais needs all the luck you can get, is what you're saying. But anyway, to move forward, we need to go onto the world map. Is there another sparkly, shiny, whatever? No. Like, We're approaching the midpoint of the game, if the beta is to be trusted, and I'm missing quite a few of the medals yet. Serpent skin garb. Crap. And here we have another one of those empty areas. Yeah, there's a monster in the trees there. Willpower amulet. A new robe. Let's actually look at some of this stuff. Makes Reed go more often, I guess. Slapping this one on Gillian. Okay, that might work for now. Crap. Okay, we can get through. We'll finish looting the place on the way out. Lee senses something weird. What is it you sense, Lee? Is it something dangerous? Lee can hear the sound of something. She believes that it's breathing slowly. Is it the great giant that Sir Artur told us about? Maybe. Lee can't tell for sure. Finally, some action. The critters around here are starting to bore me. Quit thy shouting, Renard. The beast would hear thy voice. Do you hear that? Sounds like it's too late for silence. Is it down there? Not for long. Watch out, behind you! And I'm gonna be a little reckless here and use volley. Whoa. Can I knock that off of him? I knocked one of the buffs off. Or wait, yeah, I knocked him off. And he's doing it again. Massive crit from Reed. Let's hope I can knock those off again. Or not. She's going down. So the thing can pretty much one-shot my guys. it's worth bothering. Okay, to start things off, I would ideally like to thin out the herd somewhat. We are going to pop Toxic Touch. For Lee, we're going to defend. Well, that's the end of Reed already. Yeah, that's bullshit. Let's start things off with Toxic Touch. So I'm going to be healing Reed. Let's get a Sharpened Bolt going here so we can start bleeding it out. Those moves boost the crit rate, so the wolves have 1,000 hit points, I believe. We need to thin them out as soon as possible, ideally. And I need Camille to attack the Alpha Wolf on the hopes of knocking off his buffs. It's a slim chance, but otherwise he can pretty much one-shot your guys. Okay, his buffs are in effect. I can still poison. We need to try and knock them off again. So far, so good. And let's actually shatter this guy. And I probably have to heal him so he doesn't die here. friggin' wolf. Yeah, did the debuff time out already, or...? It says it's still there. Let's finish him off. Now, the bad news is that is going to pull aggro back onto Reed. He's in a little rough shape to start with, and we're going to use observation here just to see the thing's HP. So about 2,000. I'm going to play it safe and defend here. Toxic Touch. And we need to get our dots going. So yeah, I actually have to basic attack them to get the debuffs knocked off. Oh, that's it for Reed. But you can see he can one-shot your guys. I need Nature's Caress up. That cost him all his points, but that's not really saying much. Didn't it say it took care of wounds? No, it doesn't. Okay, good to know I misread it. So, he's finally going after someone else. That will work for now. Good, she can hold the aggro for a little while. And we can kill him. No, we can't kill him anymore. Sublime. Okay, we still got a little lucky there. So yeah, 2 levels from that. Let's look at our new skills. Wrong spot. Yeah, so if you can debuff the enemy, you have a much greater chance to crit them, which is why the Kukri is not a bad item. Dawn Treader just gives her more initiative, immunity. Whoa, that's kind of cool. I don't remember that one being in the beta, but maybe it was. Look, we can see the entire hills to the north from here. How can you be so lively after all that climbing? Moreover, the branches and gravel. Do thy feet not feel the ache? Quit whining, you two. Your pretty little legs probably need some exercise anyway. I, for one, like the hike. Forest air reminded me of home. It's similar to Lee's home, too. There are also lots of naughty fairies near Unknown Torre. Focus now. We're here to scout out the world enders, not for some picnic. Look, there they are. You can see that our tour was not being dramatic. There really are hundreds of them. there was any text here, so I took a drink. There's so many of them. You can see at least 100 of them marching those hills. Where do you think they're all heading for? Out of there and into our realm, that's for sure. With so many of them, do we even have a chance of winning this? They may have both strength and numbers, it's true, but there's ample chance for our victory. Don't cower now, Camille. Are you going to lose the battle before it starts? World Enders. So that's what they look like. Even to just stand in front of one without fleeing would require immense courage. Lee agrees. Even from here, she already feels intimidated by their presence. Worry not, Ilian. Our soldiers are well trained and confident. A ragtag band of barbarians is no match for an organized army. I wonder if that's true, though. That they're a ragtag band, I mean. They march without ranks, but they do follow an ender with red clothes. That means at least some form of chain of command exists among them. And this thunderous chorus of theirs, it seems like a form of war cry. A war cry? This crude heathen chanting? Cries can take many forms. They're effective at raising morale and threatening enemies. It's a basic army maneuver. A mere random mob is unlikely to make such a concerted effort. What's with all the worried looks, everyone? They may number by the dozens, but we have hundreds in our ranks. Not only that, we also have the Ravager and the Sacred Swords that are on our side. Wars are never that simple, Renard. We have to think about the casualties as well. What could be so hard about fighting anyway? Just charge and swing and it's done. There'll be casualties, of course, but it's all for the glory, right? Is that all these men and women in our ranks mean to you, Renard the Prodigy? Are they all expendable? Bodies to throw away so you can claim the glory for yourself? Hey, what did you accuse me for? I never said anything like that. And you think these soldiers will fight with you side by side? Don't be naive. Commoners will be put at the spearhead. They'll soften the enemies for nobles like you to finish. Even if we win this war, nobles like us will get all the glory. And then what's left for them? Only sons and daughters who will never come back to the arms of their parents. If you only know how to swing an axe, then just do that. Talking shows your stupidity. Say that again, you little... Enough, both of you. Isaac, Renard, at its very core, war should never be about glory. It's about protecting what's important to us, and that's the realm and all of its people. The essence of knighthood is to protect, not to harm. That's what Lord Uncle has taught me. Fine. We should get back. Lord General needs to know about this. I shall be in agreement. Let us return with haste and report this to Sir Arthur. Though, the prospect of climbing down this hill entertains me not the least. But we gotta do it. So we'll hit up the spots that I missed. And I just realized something. Yeah, I did put the Eiger robe on him. Okay, he doesn't seem to have a limit, so I'm moving back to the other area. We'll move around the bottleneck, up through the top. Still the guy sitting in the trees. Could have been a tad dicey. Okay, did I actually get all the loot? My pockets feel awfully light, which makes me think I'm missing something. Guess we did. And no honor medals found in the dungeon here either. So, I want to go to this... Well, wait 1 second. We need to find the healing tent for Reed. It's not this one. There we go. So to get rid of the wounds, all you have to do is talk to her. If you're wondering, wounds reduce your max HP. So Reed had 288 with his wound, he's now back up to 364. So it's pretty important you don't lose guys in battle often. And let's talk to Artur. And I'm kind of hoping there'll be a smoother break between the chapters. How did it go, Squires? Were you able to spot the Enders? We did. They were marching in the White Rock Hills from the coasts of World's End. Did you count their numbers? How many were there? They were a bit too far for us to count, but Elian could spot them well. We saw more than 100 back there, and that's not all of them. The Enders kept marching out from the coasts. All of them might be twice or thrice what she saw. What? That means 200 to 300 of those brutes? I thought the Durandals were guarding White Rock. How did they pour through? This is not good. Not good at all. You've done well, Squires. I'll inform the Lord General about this. He would like to see you, I bet. Battle's coming very, very soon. Hey, a free level. So, yeah. I don't remember what level I was when I fought the Tortured Enders, but I'm actually going to put a break in the video here because I have a feeling Chapter 4 is right around the corner. So off camera I did some grinding, I went up 2 levels. This in turn gave me enough drops to pick up an Iron Bangle for Reed, that gives him an additional 20 defense. And I'm pretty much praying that that will give him enough defense to withstand the Enders when we start fighting them. In the meantime, let's do our scene. We should go on the offensive, choke them on White Rock Hills before they pour out of there. They've already started marching down the hills, we won't be in time. And if we fight them in the open, we'll lose too many of our people. Then what's your suggestion, Marianne? We can't stay here and wait for them to come while Montcalm and Farblade crumble. We can't charge blindly either, we won't have enough men for the offensive on the shores. You're both right. We should go on the offensive and defensive at the same time. What the hell are you talking about, Sev? If you mean a pincer attack, forget it. We can't afford to split our forces then. If they turn and focus on one side, there'd be too many casualties. We're not splitting our forces. The combined army shall go on the offensive. As for the defensive side, we shall ask Farblade. The soldiers of Durandal have dwindled in number, defending the hills and waiting for us. They're mending wounds and counting bodies, and you'd ask them to hold the line? No, not the Durandal soldiers. We'll need Farblade itself to be the defense team. The city's walls are formidable, and its castle upon a hill is very defensible. If we can goad the Enders to attack there, the city itself should be able to hold them for a while. And while they're busy at it, we come from the back and squeeze them dead. Good plan, Sev, but it'll be a pain in the ass to execute. Lady Durandal is a reasonable woman. I'm sure she can see through your plans. But I imagine the rest of her generals won't happily agree to have their city besieged. I might be able to help with that. I'm listening, Sir Story. As Sir Artur said, many of the Durandal soldiers are currently wounded. They'll need medical supplies, but can't get much because they're too busy fighting. If I can bring them some of ours, I'm sure it'll be an interesting incentive. That could work indeed, but our supplies aren't exactly abundant either. If something goes wrong, and we have higher casualties than expected, it'll be a tough recovery, and then it's an uphill battle from there on. Indeed so, but if we succeed, we'll push back the Enders and at the same time help the Durandals. What do you think about this scenario, Lord Severin? Very well, we shall take that risk. Take half of all our medical supplies with you, Sir Story. Make sure the Durandals are cooperative. I'll get right to it, Lord General. Our point of attack should be the Longtooth Pass, a fork between here, Farblade, and White Rock. We'll move out at noon 3 days from now. Get your troops ready, you two. On it, Sev. No need to tell me twice. 3 of us fighting together again. It's like old times, isn't it? Well, no time to waste then. I'll have the paladins ready. Then, what would you have me do, Lord General? While the army marches to fight the Enders, you will stay here. Really? Miss. I mean, it's unfortunate I can't join the fight. Your task would be to guard our supplies in this camp. Keep an eye out for scouts, and make sure there's food and bandages for the army when it returns. Take these squires, they'll help you in your task. Wait a minute. You mean we won't be joining the fight itself? That's correct, Squire. I expect you to follow orders. Can you do it? Alright, fine. Good. Then this meeting is dismissed. Get some rest, Squires. You'll need all your strength in 3 days. And thus ends the 3rd chapter. Why do I have a black screen here? Oh, crap. So, yeah, I glitched. I chose the bottom option this time, hoping that I could still progress. But it looks like I'm stuck with a black screen. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, we got through the glitch somehow. That was probably the first time I've heard you talk so much. Back then, with Renard. Oh. Do you truly believe what you said? What did I say? That the essence of knighthood is to protect, not harm. I believe that's the reason we, as the noble caste, are worthy of leading. If we don't protect our people, why would they need us at all? We can't expect others to follow us, unless we prove that under our leadership they can prosper. Your view of the world is so idealistic, Lucien. Unfortunately, many nobles in this realm don't share those same views. Many think they're born better, higher. To rule is their right, mandated from the dais. They don't care for the good of the lowborns. The lowborns should care for theirs. I want to believe your words, Luce. I really do. But even if we strive our best for the good of the commoners, what then? We're just squires. When the higher nobles suck the lives of our poor villages, what can we do? The general, Lord Uncle, once told me, wars aren't won by those who lead. A leader is only as strong as his followers. Thus we must treat them with respect, lest they turn on us. A noble without compassion for his followers is doomed to fall, Isaac. If this realm refuses to accept it, then so it will fall. And that is why we, as knights-to-be, should strive to uphold the right path of nobility. If it doesn't start from ourselves, where else would it be? More nobles should learn from you and your Lord Uncle, Lucien. Maybe if they had, this realm would have been a far better place. Right now I'm but a squire. None would follow she who hasn't even been knighted. So am I, Luce, but as you said, we are knights of tomorrow. Someday we could be landed, with our own banners, our own people. We can enact our own rules, our own small utopia where our views of a just and righteous realm is a reality. It's but a distant dream, but if that time ever comes, Luce, I hope you're still holding on to those ideals. And I shall expect you to have followed the same ideals as well, Isaac. I will. I have to, for the sake of those who were born commoners. You're a good man, Isaac. A rare sight these days among the nobility. Me? A good man? Well, you must be joking, Luce. No, I really believe you are. Your gestures, your words, they show that you care for others, not just yourself. Such virtue is often forgotten by those in power, but you're different, Isaac. I'm not sure I'm worthy of such praise. It's good to be humble, but also important to acknowledge your strengths. Just take the compliments. It costs you nothing. Well, thank you for the nice words, then. I should go and take a rest now. Don't force yourself with the spear, Luce. See you later, Isaac. Look at all those soldiers, marching bravely in pride and glory for the realm. Why do we have to get stuck here guarding the supplies? To think that I could be wrangling with an Ender right now. Stop complaining, Renard. We've been given an order and we follow. That's what soldiers do. Whining doesn't get us anywhere. Let's just make sure the supplies are safe. Fine, fine, I'm just disappointed, that's all. So, we had a couple guys phase out of existence there, and to move forward, I believe we have to talk to Arthur. Or Artur. Guarding supplies can be boring, but it's what has been tasked to us. Help me out with this, would you? Let me pick a spot to stand guard. Okay, Chapter 3 should have ended, because now we're going to fight the one ender that he's going to summon with the harp. Days, it's so boring here. We should all be in the front lines instead of just sitting around here on our butts. We're not doing nothing, Renard. We're guarding the army supplies. Supplies are the lifeline of an army, Renard. If anything, we should be honored to be entrusted with a task so important. No swinging weapons around, no shouting on the top of our lungs, no feeling the heat of battle. How can I feel honored with such a measly chore like this? I see no reason to prefer the front lines to this seemingly meager task. It may be safe and easy, but even Lucien has testified to its importance. Indeed, tasks such as this are usually reserved for the privileged. Though, I must say, sometimes it favors the incapable. Hey, I know who you're talking about. Apologies, Sir Archer, I meant not... I'm a Durandal who can't wield a sword. Who else could be more incapable than me? It's my sister who wields the sacred sword, but people still talk about me all the time. All I ever wanted was to entertain others with my music. Is that too much to ask for? Tell me, squires, should we not chase our own dreams, even if they are not the ones expected of us? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It's just tiring, you see, playing deaf all the time. Sir Artur, can Lee ask you to play that thing in your hand? This lute? Why would you want to hear it all of a sudden? Sir Artur wants to entertain others with music, right? Renard is bored, Lee is scared of the war, Arya feels bad for saying something she shouldn't have. Isn't this a good time for us to be entertained? You're right, little elf. It's a good time indeed. I hope this song of mine can soothe your uneasy hearts, squires. Lord Artur is actually very skilled with this instrument. Tis not that I ever doubted it, but I did not expect this kind of mastery. Sorry, can you stop playing? Beg pardon? Stop playing the lute right now. Isaac, how can thou be so rude? Sir Artur is in the middle of... Did you hear that? Are you sure you're not daydreaming? His song attracted enemy scouts. No, don't kill me. Ready your weapons, protect the supplies. At last, some action! Now, this is what I've been waiting for. Come at me, monsters. So there's two here. I'm not going to burn the stamina on volley, I'm just going to poke. Cold Rage, what the hell does that do? Attack up. Now, I upgraded one of the weapons. I'm trying to think of which one it actually was. I think it might have been Camille's, so that I could inflict a better debuff. I'm gonna hope it was. So yeah, he has defense down now. I must use the wrong move with Isaac. I meant to poison, not debuff. Pointed thrust. There we go. Gotta debuff him. And right here I am somewhat abusing the recurve bow by having her focus the wounded guy just to continuously add damage to that. Now, the drawback, of course, is just she has little power. So, It's not going to be anything massive, but it's something. Let's pop the sharpened bolt to get some bleed going. He'll be dropping soon enough. In the meantime, I have Reed set up so that he gets healed every time he autos. That should speed this up and make it somewhat safer. And good night. 66, not bad. Wooden effigies, we can sell those later. We survived. Their strength is inhuman. And those were just 2. Imagine fighting dozens of them out there on the battlefield. That was a tough fight. Thank the dais we're all safe. The supplies are untouched too. We? You didn't do anything. Everyone fought, but you just stood there. Well, I was protecting the carriage. If they had come near the carriage, surely I would have defended it with all my might. That's odd, though. You were the closest to them when they ambushed us, Sir Artur. Why did they attack you? Why wait for us, who clearly looked more in fighting shape? Luck must have a way of its own. No need to overthink things, Camille. Sometimes the world looks simple because it is. What is that sound? That's the horn to signal victory. The army must have won their fight. Long live the Old North. Long live the Lord General. Brave men and women, the day is ours. That pincer attack was amazing, Sev. Choosing Longtooth Pass as our battlefield is brilliant. A lot of lives have been saved this day. You should be proud. Yet far from enough. We still lost a lot of good soldiers and many are injured. Being too hard on yourself again as usual. That face could use a smile or two, you know. You'd only be satisfied if soldiers don't die with their heads chopped off. Though I somewhat agree, more battles lie ahead, and with this many wounded, we'll need a place to regroup with the Durandal's army from Farblade. The town of Montcalm is nearby, and its walls are defensible. There we can tend to the wounded while preparing for the offensive to White Rock. Montcalm, isn't that home to House Usisi, the Stargazers? They won't have an army to write home about, but it's a lovely town to take shelter in. Congratulations, my lords and ladies, the battle was won. I'm sure this is merely the start of more glorious victories, yes? I hope it's that easy. My lord is being humble. Everyone knows the Ravager has never lost a war. We have the Guru and the Faithkeeper, and soon the Durandal will join us as well. There's no way we'd lose this, right? Shut up, you imbecile. What did I do wrong? War isn't so simple. You think you understand how difficult it is to plan a battle? If you think it's easy, then be a real Durandal and lead an army of your own. A musician making light of war. 20 years ago, Farblade had the finest knights in the realm. Now it has you. You want to play music? Fine. But don't just sit on your ass and ask others to win a war for you. Save your breath, Ross. There are more pressing matters. Squires. Yes, Lord General? Northeast of here lies the town of Montcalm. We'll soon move there for our next base. Go on ahead of us. Tell the lord of the town, Avum, of House Usisi, that we're coming. Ask him to prepare all the food, medicine, and shelter his house has. Should I come along, Lord General? Unfortunately, they'll be quicker without you. Soldiers. Yes, Lord General. Bury our dead and give them proper honors. Tend to the badly wounded so they can walk. I want every single one of you ready to march in 6 hours. Now move it. What are you squires still standing there for? Move. Chapter 4, A Broken City. So I'm going to put a break here. I'll probably look into splicing this into the previous video. I'll figure out something. So until next time when we enter Montcalm, I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.